So, how did the opportunity come about to give you that Arizona?
Wow, it was a journey. I actually talked to text with Coach Nancy, for a while, and just was being patient during the process. And then it turned out he gave me a phone call and said, "Hey, we're going to take a look at you. Going to talk to the head coach." Then things sped up very quickly from there. Then, like the next day, had a flight in my email, and I had to get all my things prepared to come out here. But I followed the team and the trajectory that they were going, so it was definitely something that me and my family was definitely interested in.
So, the time between Washington State and Arizona, what were you doing?
While I was a husband and a father. I was basically focused on my family during that time, and it was a great time for me to grow as a husband and as a father. I learned a lot. I learned about relationships with my kids, and actually became a flag football coach, and that was real fun with my son. It was ironic that all these places that I coached at, I never really got to watch a football game with my son in the college atmosphere. So we did a lot of things that was memorable, a lot of things to create family events and try to create memories during the time that we had. So we became a much tighter knit family during that time.
How old is he?
Oh, my son's 10. Yeah, so he think he's going to be taller than me next year, so he's growing fast.
I was saying, how is John Richardson the flag football coach?
You know what, man? He's a passionate guy. Um, Learn to develop and not think that they already know schemes and everything like that. So I had to scale it back a little bit and actually teach. But it was one of the purest forms of football that I've been around in a long time. It was just kids going out there to have fun. We were talking about lawn chairs on the sideline and everything like that. So it was really a time for me to give back, to other kids and to actually be able to coach my son for once. So it was a great time.
Now that passion I think we've seen out here, I would imagine is that the kind of passion you were showing flag, just how into it you get with your players.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's one thing about it is I treat this as my mission field. And if God's going to bless me to be able to impact young men, then you know what, I'm going to give my all to it. And it was the same way with my children and coaching the flag football team, the Thunder. We had a great time with the Thunder, going to different places. We only played in one location, but we practiced at another. So it was like traveling for us, but it was fun, man.
How would you describe your coaching style out here with these guys?
I really like to attack the process. I really like to coach every single guy from top to the bottom. If you're in the room, you should be coached, and you should be coached to the intent of every player on the team. So I'm passionate. I like to hold everybody accountable, but I love them. And that's one thing about the relationships that we have is, if you can hold them accountable and they can hold you accountable, then you got a relationship.
I wasn't here for this practice, but I heard about one where there were 5 flags called on a guy, and you were pointing each flag to the guy. What is that a matter of just kind of constructive criticism of, hey, did you see what you did wrong? What do you need to do to get better?
Absolutely. I mean, when we have referees out here that are going to throw flags, it gives me opportunity to coach, right? Because no one likes a holding DB. That's flags every single play. And so we got to learn how to play with our feet and not use our hands as much. And so in today's game, that's going to be a flag every single time. So I can't teach unless those flags are thrown. So I love them out there. It allows me to make sure I hold guys
Was
accountable.
that a penalty in the Super Bowl?
I'm pass on that question. You almost got me, though.
It's a short amount of time, but just being around Ephesians and seeing what you can do out there, what stood out about what's going to do?
You know what? He's long and very athletic, but he's still a young kid. So when you look at him, you look like, wow, he's a good-looking athlete. But at the end of the day, you got to remember he's a young kid. He's still a freshman. You know what I mean? And so for me, yeah, they're a great athlete, but it's other guys in the group that are just as competitive and just as athletic as well. And that's what I love. The group is all pushing each other to become very good as a group. And when you have the competition aspect and guys pushing each other, then you can get the best out of each guy.
One of the guys that seems to kind of shoot up the starting area is Carlos Yates. Talk about him and what you've seen out of him.
Very competitive. He's coming from the South, man, and you know how they play football down there. So a lot of respect for him. He's coming in from a junior college and trying to earn his way through. But he's very appreciative of the process. Getting meals, and things like that, having nice equipment. Those are the things that junior college guys, appreciate. And for him, he's coming in, he's trying to compete. And that's one thing that I will notice as a coaching staff. As long as you're going to be out here and compete and put it all on the line for your teammates, then guess what? You're going to be able to rep with the ones. That doesn't mean you're a starter, but you get the opportunity to try to show what you can showcase with the top level.
Well, you were a JUCO guy as well. What do you remember just about that part of your life, making that transition?
Well, it was very humbling. When you coming out of high school and you're one of the top players in high school, and then you go to a junior college with a lot of other guys, it's a humbling process because everybody wants to play at the highest level. It's everybody's dreams and aspirations. But when you learn the process and you got to grind through it, it really teaches you a lot about yourself. And that's where I learned a lot about myself to not fold during hard times. But it was very hard struggle, but I was able enough to go play at a university and have fun with it. So it taught me a lot.
We also talk to players about learning scheme and being new to the program and all that. What's it like as a coach? What is that process?
nonstop action. I mean, it's a party every day. I'm trying to learn just as fast because it's hard for me to teach if I don't know. You know what I mean? And so for me, I have to be dialed in and put in the extra time and the effort to learn the playbook and ask the questions. I've got to be humble enough as a coach. If I don't understand something, to ask so I can be able to install it properly. So it's been a process for me, but you know what? I'm growing and I'm learning. I got great guys in the room that are willing to take the time to teach me.
Okay, that's our time. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Coach.
Peace. Appreciate y'all.